Over the weekend, I caught the new Zack Snyder film, Army of the Dead, which is on Netflix, and I have a few thoughts. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
So I'm back. Took a few days off. Had some issues. By the way, before I get into anything, I have to tell everybody this because I'm anticipating the emails already or the messages or whatever. There will be no podcast today, no P1 podcast today. I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to discuss it because it's a personal thing for one of the show members. I don't know if they'll mention it on the air, and usually I don't mention things on my show that haven't been mentioned on the air, so I can't say. The one thing that I can say for sure is there won't be any P1 podcast, so please don't message me about it. Like, Dario, why wasn't the podcast up or something? The reason is because they didn't record one today, and because of reasons. And also, by the way, heads up already, there won't be one tomorrow either. So there you go. Again, don't message me about that because there isn't going to be one. So in case you're wondering, there you go. No P1 podcast today or tomorrow. So don't yell at me. All right, stop. I usually get harassed. Anyway, doesn't matter. So last week, and I took last week off because of Star Wars. First off, again, show stuff. Thor was either sick or his dog died, and so I had to do extra stuff for the show. Me doing extra stuff for the show means that I have to do his job and my job. Me having to do his job, which is running stuff on the air, means that I get behind on all of my stuff, which means like all the clips that I have to pull, all the games that I have to prep, all the research that I have to do. I am behind on all of it. And so I just basically it's pulling a double at the same time. And plus, the restaurant and stuff like that. So point is, I was busy, so I decided, I'm going to take a few days off. Also, then I had some social stuff because, things are opening up. And it's funny. You have a year of not doing anything, and all of a sudden, everything happens in the same weekend. Like, everything is going to happen, not even the same weekend, the same day. So Saturday, I had a baptism and a wedding. And so it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I just want to slowly come. And then everybody wants to hang out. So it's like, hey, let's do something one day. Let's do something another day, which is fine. I enjoyed it. But, it's a good thing that I made the decision early on in the year to be like, all right, it's okay if I miss a day or something. And so this time I decided I need to take a week. Also, I was kind of sick. Also, if you can see me right now, I feel terrible. I don't know what it is that I'm allergic to that's in the environment, but it's kicking my ass like terribly. I mean terribly. It's like it's not just allergies now. It's like a head cold, but it's constantly. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get into the movie. I'm not caught up on anything. The point is, I'm not caught up on anything. I'm behind on almost everything. I haven't seen Castlevania yet, which I was very excited about. I bought Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. I'm very excited to play it. I haven't touched it yet, and so I'm behind on everything. But I did manage to catch Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead over the weekend, and I'm very excited about it. So before I get into that, let me just give a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. I'm aiming again. I said I was going to do it a couple of weeks ago, but now I'm actually going to try to do it because again, life got in the way. But I'm gonna try. Also, I had a bunch of equipment that I was trying out, which is fun. Again, there's interesting stuff in the horizon. The only thing that I'm missing is time. So hopefully one thing will solve the other. But anyway, because I got a drone and you gotta learn how to. Anyway, I'll get into the drone stuff some other day, and I'll just show you footage, and it's fun. And by the way, I already crashed the drone because apparently, it doesn't matter. I'll get into it some other time. But so yeah. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm aiming 2 p.m. Those are the only days I'm going to do a live stream. So if you want to join me, if you want to be a part of the chat, Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. The rest of the days, it's going to be a wild card. I'll probably just pre-record something like I'm doing right now, and I'll just load it up there. There's also a bunch of news that I haven't caught up on, and I mean a bunch. So this week was probably just going to be like I'm just going to get all the info out there that I haven't really gotten into, and I'll just blurt it out. So everything that I missed that I think is kind of relevant. The new trailer for the Eternals came out. I have some thoughts about that. So maybe I'll just do like a quick MCU thing and a quick DC. I don't know. I'll see I'll see how I'll handle it. Anyway, so yeah, that's if you want to join me live for that, Tuesday, Thursday at 2 p.m. at Super Dario World on YouTube and on Twitch. There you go. So let's get into let's talk about the movie here, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Now, for those of you who don't know, Zack Snyder is the director, you know, Batman v Superman, 300, and all that stuff. But he did direct a movie called Dawn of the Dead way back in the day. And honestly, this was the first movie with zombies that truly terrified me because it was zombies that ran. And runners are 100 billion times more terrifying than walkers. Walkers are just kind of like, okay, whatever. You're like, honestly, you have to be kind of an idiot to be eaten by a walker. It's how I feel. It's how I feel, and I don't care because they're walking, man. They're just like, all you have to do is not be an idiot and at least be able to move somewhat normally. Because let's say, for example, if you're in a wheelchair, you may, all right, I can understand it. Or if you don't, I don't know, if you don't have a leg, all right, I can understand it. But if you're like a person who is not injured and healthy, if you get eaten by a zombie, like a walker zombie, you're an idiot. But anyway, so Dawn of the Dead is the first one that actually terrified me because it's like, those things run. Are you kidding me? And so I was very much looking forward to this movie. And the first part of this, I'm going to keep it mostly spoiler free. And at one point, I'm not going to do a deep dive into the story, but there's some things that I kind of have to complain about. So to put it simply, I usually answer the question, is it worth your money? Well, this movie's on Netflix, so technically, if you already have a Netflix subscription, and oh crap, okay, if you already have a Netflix subscription, you're not paying any money for it, so you're good on that end. And so the question here, instead of is it worth your money, the question is it worth your time? And it all depends on what this movie is intended to do. To me, I want to see the movie because I want to see an action movie, and I want to see ridiculous zombie killings. So again, Dawn of the Dead was a straight up zombie movie, and it was a remake of another movie. So I expect that to be serious. From the very first trailer I saw, I was like, I did not expect this to be serious. I expected it to be wild and ridiculous. And in that aspect, the movie does deliver. It's a wild, ridiculous zombie slaying in a beyond ridiculous situation. And so if you're there for that, that's what you're gonna get, and you're gonna get it in spades. It's well done. My biggest knock on this movie, besides my biggest knock on this movie is that they make the biggest mistake that they make the same mistake that every single zombie movie makes out there, or at least 99.9% of the movies that I've seen in my life that have zombies in it make the same mistake, except Train to Busan. Train to Busan, I think, is the only one who doesn't. That I don't recall them making this mistake, and that's that every single character in this movie is an idiot. I mean, every single one is an idiot, and the only reason why this story even takes place is because every single character is an idiot. So they make stupid decisions, and that's why the story happens, because they're idiots. Anyway, that's my big knock on the movie. The second knock that I have on it is that it's long. It's very long. So if it were, I believe it's like 2.5 hours. Let me just double check that real quick, because I don't want to be lying to you guys. Let me see. How long is it? I need to open up IMDb here. I don't have a keyword. Wait, no. It should be in my history because I recently checked it out. So let me see. Okay. Let me see. I think it's 2.5 hours. Like, I'm almost 100% sure. 228. Okay. So it's 2 hours and 28 minutes. It's a long movie. It's a long movie. And I guess I should tell you what it's about first, and I'll just read you here, since I'm already on IMDb, I'll just read you the quick summary. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into a quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. So there you go. It's like a heist movie in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, which I know doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I guess people do it. Anyway, so it's long. It's very long. You enjoy it on the first watch. Second watch, I don't think it's going to be as much fun. The action is fun. Again, this is Zack Snyder. Dude knows how to make action. He knows how to make it look good, feel good, and it's wild. All right, it's enjoyable, and he makes characters who are larger, who have big personalities. Every single character in this movie has a big, massive personality, except Bautista, which is weird, but because he's the lead. But and it's a fun interaction that everybody has. The issue here, I don't know if in the second watch it's going to be as enjoyable. Like, if the movie was an hour and a half long, I'd be like, I'm going to rewatch this movie every single Halloween. Like, for when I rewatch, like, zombie movies and stuff like that. Because it would be an easy movie to rewatch. But since it's so long, it's a commitment. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back for that commitment. I'm glad I was there. I saw it once. I enjoyed it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be coming back to it, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, the characters are fun. They're enjoyable. Their interactions are great. Particularly, there's two characters there that you're like, man, I want to see a spin-off of these two, out in adventures, out having their own thing. It's enjoyable. It's well acted enough for what would it be? This would be $100 million budget B movie. That's I think that's the best way to describe it, and it delivers. Basically, zombie outbreak happens in Las Vegas, and there's two types of zombies. One is if you get bitten by the first person to become a zombie, you are a smart zombie. You maintain a little bit of reasoning. You can run. You're a little bit stronger. If you get bitten by one of those zombies, then you become a regular like walker. So there's two types of zombies: the runners, which is every single person that's bitten by I want to say alpha, but they call the other ones alpha, so it makes no fucking sense. Logically, it makes no sense. So there's the alphas and the scramblers. And then there's one who is the original. So I'm going to call, all right, if you get bitten by the original, you become an alpha. And if you get bitten by an alpha, you become a scrambler, which is the walkers. Anyway, so there's two types of zombies. And it's an interesting idea, the idea of a smart zombies. The movie is in many ways, imagine Dawn of the Dead meets I Am Legend meets what's a good heist movie here that's just ridiculous? Maybe Lucky Number 11, but that's not a heist movie. I don't know. I'll think of something. But add a heist movie there. But it's weird because it doesn't feel like a heist movie. I know the heist is probably it's the reason why they're there, but the heist doesn't really feel like that big of a deal. There's a moment there where it's interesting, but it doesn't really feel like that important because when you're fighting for your life and running from zombies, money doesn't really matter that much, It's weird. Anyway, so overall, I'm trying really hard to not get into spoilers, so I'll finish that as part. Overall, do I recommend the movie? Sure, it's fun. It's enjoyable. You get to see a zombie tiger. The action is really good. It's really enjoyable. The acting is good enough. The characters are great, and it's well made. So it's a well-made movie. The big knock on it is that the plot's the big issue, and it's a stupid plot. And every single thing that happens is because characters are stupid. Like there's so many things where you're just like, if you just weren't an idiot and did not make an idiotic decision, well, there wouldn't be a movie. And to me, I've always said that is bad storytelling. Good storytelling is when a character makes a good decision and bad things happen. That's good storytelling because there's consequence to decisions. There's moves and counter moves. You did the right thing, but the antagonist did a counter move that actually screwed you over. That's good. That's good writing right there. When you make characters make stupid decisions and stupid things happens, you're like, well, that was predictable. That's not good writing. Or when characters have to be stupid and make stupid things and do stupid things and stupid things happen and or you need them to do stupid things in order for something to happen, that's when you're like, really? Seriously? Like, come on, man. You could have arrived at the same destination in a way that made sense. I had this issue a lot with Game of Thrones, but overall, it's, you know what? Like I said, the big issue that I have with 99.9% of zombie movies is that the characters are idiots and they make stupid decisions. Well, I guess Zack Snyder made a legit zombie movie because he followed that trope. He was true to that particular trope. So there you go. That's where the spoiler-free stuff ends. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into spoiler stuff, but I need to get it off my chest. It really annoyed me. But okay, so spoiler stuff. Spoiler alert. Now we're going to get into a little bit of the plot. So the plot of the movie, like, it's a big cast. Let me make them big here so I can actually. Do I have another one that's full? Nope. I guess I have to show that. Weird. Anyway, so here's the entire cast. Like I said, it's a big cast, and every single person basically on this side, big personalities. And who the hell is that guy? I don't remember him being in the movie. Is that Chris D'Elia? Who the hell was he in the movie? I think this poster is wrong. Let me see. Ah, no. Who the fuck is that guy? I don't. What the? Anyway, for those of you can see in the video, honestly, if you can see the video, and you know who that is, let me know, because I don't remember him being in the movie, and I just watched it. You know what? All right, I think I know what it is. I think that dude got replaced. Now, so I just know it. Okay, I figured it out. But by process of elimination, I figured out who he is. So in the movie, there's a pilot character who's a chick, and in this poster, she ain't here. So I'm assuming that whoever this is, who looks a lot like Chris D'Elia, got the can, and he got replaced by the other pilot chick. So this pick was probably taken a while ago, and this dude just got replaced. So okay, is that fucking Chris D'Elia? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is okay. So whenever I speak, well, honestly, the pilot's not really that relevant, so it doesn't really matter. So every single character here, awesome. Particularly my two favorite characters were these two here, the German and what was his name, Chambers. I don't know, the only black guy in the movie. And so those two, their interactions, their whole story, their rapport is fantastic. It's fantastic because they start off one annoying the other, and then they develop this relationship, which is great. It's fantastic. That's in the entire movie. That's my favorite relationship between the characters. That's honestly, like I said, I wanted to watch a spin-off of this, just those two interacting in the world, working together, because they worked well together and it was hysterical. So I would have loved that. And so that was my favorite part. The thing that I hated the most was the daughter, which I think her name was Kate, and the main character Batista, whose name I just honestly don't remember. I think it was Stewart or something. Ward. I think his last name is Ward. So Kate Ward and I don't know, Ward. That I hated the daughter. And I mean hated the daughter, because again, it's the definition of characters doing stupid stuff. So plot of the movie is these dudes get hired. Basically, they're given the opportunity to go rob a casino, right? Because a casino has $200 million in the vault. And so the casino owner is like, hey, you know what? I already got paid by the insurance company for those $200 million. And now, because zombie apocalypse, Las Vegas got shut down after the outbreak. And so there's a buttload of money that was left over in Las Vegas. And so the casino owner is like, hey, if you guys break into the vault, and I'm going to give you everything you need to break into the vault, like access codes to stuff and all that, key cards or whatever. If you actually manage to break in, then we'd have $200 million that are tax-free, and it's invisible money or dark or whatever it's called. And so you can keep $50 million and I get the rest. And so they're like, all right, that sounds like a good deal. Honestly, I wouldn't do it, because you can't pay me $50 million to go to go to a fucking zombie-riddled city. I would not do it, because I'm not an idiot. But let's say desperate times call for desperate measures. Anyway, so that's the plot of the movie, right? And Bautista, he assembles his crew. Now, where does the daughter come in? Turns out that all the people that were living in Las Vegas that were not turned into zombies, well, they don't got homes no more. And they're like, where am I going to live? And so they're basically refugees outside of the city. And everybody's like, we don't want you here, because you might be infected. And why am I doing it like this? Because it's fun. Anyway, and actually it's pretty funny, because it's a knock on COVID in a way, because they do temperature checks on people, and you can see, and it's funny because the people doing the temperature check, obviously they're abusing their power, and they become petty tyrants, which is kind of what happened here. Anyway, it's an interesting critique. One actually both ways. Oh, I enjoyed it both ways, but whatever. Anyway, so that honestly, that part of the movie is not really relevant. So the daughter's a volunteer in that particular camp, and she's trying to help people out. Basically, one of the moms in the camp decides, I want to break into Vegas to steal money from wherever I find, because again, the city went in just outbreak happened immediately, and there's just a bunch of money lying around everywhere. So this particular mom is like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get some money, and that way I'll be able to, feed my kids or whatever. And so the mom gets a coyote, and the coyote comes back and she's missing. By the way, the coyote is this blonde chick right here. So the mom's abandoned in the city basically, and the daughter, well, not her mom. Again, it's a random mom of two random kids called Gita, I think. Gita, like the guitar from K-On! Gita. Anyway, So Gita is in the city, and the daughter is like, since she knows that her dad's gonna go in, that's Dave Bautista. She's like, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna find my friend. And Bautista like, are you a fucking moron? We're not. Your friend was alone in a city full of zombies. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention this. The city's about to get nuked because finally somebody decided, you know what? There's a bunch of zombies in there. Let's just nuke it. And everybody's like, all right. And so the city's gonna get nuked in a few days. And Bautista's like, are you a fucking moron? I'm not bringing you to a fucking city filled with fucking zombies so you can go find your fucking friend who's probably dead. But the daughter's like, I'm gonna go anyway. And so, again, total moron. Total fucking moron. She's there because she's a moron, and she's doing moronic things, and it's super annoying, and every single bad thing, well, not every single bad, but most of the bad things that happen, most of the complications happen because of her. And so it's really annoying. I say most of them because the other big complications happen because of this douche right here. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense in this movie. There's a lot of them. And like, for example, the coyote, for some reason, knows the customs of the smart zombies. And I don't know how she understands them because they don't really communicate. So I don't know. It's weird. The plot's really weird. There's a bunch of plot holes in it. Like I don't know, for some reason the what was his name? Oh yeah, so the casino owner has sent other people there to try to break into the vault, and they just don't make it, which, you know, makes sense. It happens. But it turns out that the reason why they were going into the city wasn't to get to the vault. It was to get one of the smart zombies, or the leader of the smart zombies, and so they could use them as the leader of their own zombie army, which, by the way, is a stupid plan. Don't ever do that. That's how most of the bad shit happens in zombie movies, with one person thinking, I can control this. Anyway, so it doesn't make any sense. Well, why did you send other people to try to break into the vault when your plan was to get somebody else? Why don't you just, send a crew whose main objective is to get one of the leaders, There's a lot of things that don't make any sense here, all right? There's a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense, but it's a movie with zombies with hierarchy, which, all right, you accepted. And there's a zombie tiger. Honestly, I felt like the zombie tiger wasn't used enough. I would have liked more zombie tiger, but what can you do? Also, I felt like there was the character that has the most badass moment, and I mean, like, by far, I think, is probably Chambers. This chick right here. That chick has a badass moment. And I felt like that was something that was lacking from every other character. Usually there's a moment when you're like, fuck yeah, this guy, fuck yeah, that chick, fuck yeah. But they didn't really do it that much. They did it with her, and it was great. Honestly, it was one of my favorite sequences in the movie. So, like I said, overall, it's enjoyable. It's just too long for what it was. If they would have they could cut an hour of it, and I mean an hour easily, and it would be fantastic. Also, the ending, it just doesn't make any logical sense. I'm not gonna spoil that particular part, but to me, it made no sense. Also, it's like, yeah, that happened because of you, you dumb bitch. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think you can guess what the hell happened just because of that, but it doesn't matter. It's your own fucking fault, you stupid bitch. And she was stupid, and I hate her. She honestly, I don't know why they try to save these people, because they just keep killing you. Like, so many stupid decisions. So many stupid decisions that as you're watching the movie, you're like, well, why would you do that ever? Why would anybody who has a brain do that? And so it annoys me, because it could have been great. It's a great concept. It's a fun concept. It's colorful. It's wild. It's kooky. In the opening sequence, there's like topless zombies chasing people. It's fun. It's Vegas. It's Vegas. But I felt like if they would have done that, made it a little bit shorter, and taken away the stupid decisions that kept the plot going, and make it, smart decisions that are, again, if you're fighting against smart zombies, moves and counter moves, man, that would actually have been impressive. And then you got the race against time because there's a nuke coming. It could have been fantastic. Unfortunately, to me, it falls short. So, if it's worth your time, sure. If you got Netflix, watch it. You'll enjoy it, but it's gonna take a while. It's a wash. It's a watch. Honestly, personally, I'd rather watch Dawn of the Dead than this one. That's how I feel. Because I've rewatched Dawn of the Dead several times, and I love it just as much. I've rewatched Zombieland. I've rewatched Shaun of the Dead so many times. This one, it's like, I watched it once. Oh, I'm happy I watched it, but I'm done. Do you know there's movies like that you're like, okay, I'm happy I watched it. I enjoyed it, but I'm never watching it again. I feel that way kind of like about Magnolia. Have you ever seen Magnolia? What's his name? Thomas... No... Paul Thomas Anderson. There you go. Great movie. It's probably the most dramatic movie I've ever seen in my life. Tom Cruise is in it. I think that's where he got nominated for his Oscar, or at least one of his Oscar. I think he got nominated. Well, he got nominated for the Oscar in that movie. It's the most dramatic movie I've ever seen, but it's too much. It's too much drama. There's points where you're like, just fucking stop. I need a breather. And so I'd never watch it again. I'm happy I watched it. Never watch it again. That's probably how I feel about this one. It's too long for it to be just a quick, short, silly movie that I can just rewatch and turn my brain off. It's just too long. That's the big issue here, and there's too much stupidity. So there you go. And overall, watchable, not really that rewatchable. At least I don't think it will be. It won't go down as one of like the greatest zombie movies ever because of that particular factor. So there you go. That's it for today, I believe. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Do not find me there if you're going to message me about what happened with the P1 podcast. I already tell you what happened with the P1 podcast. There's no P1 podcast today or tomorrow. Do not harass me there. Stop. It's not my fault, okay? I didn't do anything. Literally. And yeah, if you want to join me streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World tomorrow, Tuesday, and Thursday at 2 p.m. I got stuff to talk about. So I will be doing that this week, at least tomorrow for sure, because I don't have any plans tomorrow. And as of right now, I think I'm free on Thursday as well. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.